What's up, YouTube? Welcome or welcome back to the Saving Men's Lives Network. Today I was waiting for lunch and I overheard two girls in front of me talking. The line was so long I ended up unintentionally eavesdropping on their conversation. Give you a visual picture. These girls were in their early 20s, decently attractive, but they both could stand to lose a little weight. But back to the story, they were talking amongst themselves and they were complaining about the guys they're dealing with. Complaining that these guys that they're giving their bodies to just won't keep it real. Apparently, both of them want a relationship. All these guys want to do is smash. And so, a lot of times, how you start is how you finish. But it got me thinking about how Western women are always saying out of their mouths that they want us as Western men to keep it real with them. I mean, you guys have a story from your own past, recent or way back in the day, of when you did exactly that. When you thought you were dealing with an honest broker, someone who says what they mean and mean what they say. The challenge is the person you thought meant that had different genitals than you. And so when you did, you had the misfortune of dealing with a Western woman and taking what she said seriously and telling her the truth. You found yourself in a situation where you probably were put in a place where you were told you needed to apologize for how what you said that could be easily proven with a Google search that you were correct made her feel. It's an unenviable position a lot of Western men find ourselves in, and a lot of reasons why a lot of us have tapped out entirely or headed to the airport. You see, fellas, keeping it real as a baseline requires honesty on both parts, from both parties. And I want to remind you that these girls had hair weave braided into a style down to the middle of their backs, all the way down to their ass cracks. Hair they did not grow themselves, but instead bought from a beauty supply store. And the irony was lost on them. They didn't understand that how you present yourself to the world is very often how you will end up being treated. And yeah, their hairstylists did a good job, but how are you going to tell me or any other man to keep it real with you when you're presenting fiction from the word go, from the very top of your body? It's not real, and it's not you. So let's talk about hair weaves, wigs, hair extensions, and hair dye. These multi-billion-dollar operations that open their doors specifically to peddle deception and make a fortune catering to women's vanity. How many of you guys knew that the hair weave, wig, hair extension, and hair color industry all combined bring in nearly $30 billion a year? If you want to put that in perspective, Google bought YouTube, the platform we're all on right now, for $1.65 billion. Burger King, an international fast food chain, pulled in just under $2 billion last year. That's a massive deficit between the price of hair and literally the food people can eat. I mean, it's amazing. So my question is, why are women spending so much money to pretend that their hair is long and luxurious? And to either pretend that their roots aren't graying and or to transform their hair into colors that simply cannot be found in nature. And I have no issue with the last one if the woman in question is going to Comic-Con or some anime convention, or maybe she cosplays on social media and has a following that is looking forward to her doing that. But I'm talking about women who have no intention of ever being anywhere near such a place. Why is it that they have taken it upon themselves to do these things, when most men, if asked, will tell women, hey, we want your natural hair to be showcased. Doesn't matter how long it is, even though the longer the better in most cases, but the hair growing out of your own scalp is what we as men would gladly want to be dealing with, want to see, and yes, run our fingers through. That last one's challenging because as a member of the black community, it's almost an unspoken rule. You simply don't touch a black woman's hair because chances are it's not even hers. More of a side note than a main point, but why are they doing this? Well, it's simple, really. Going back as far as prehistoric times, long flowing hair has long been seen as an indicator of fertility. If a woman's hair was long and luxurious, it meant to a lot of guys in the ancient world that, hey, she's youthful, and it may very well serve me to pair with this woman in the hopes of having healthy offspring that can not only make it to delivery, but will also survive after they get here. This was something that, in the ancient world, they saw it as something that they wanted to be a part of, and it's an attraction trigger and a fertility symbol that could be seen from far away. Fast forward to now, and it's effectively been encoded on our DNA as men to want this. Now, this isn't to say that some women don't look good with what they call it, a pixie cut or a bob. Yeah, some women are attractive. Some women are so attractive that even that hairstyle can't take enough points off of their SMV to make them not attractive anymore. But not every woman is supposed to have that hairstyle, because some women look absolutely ridiculous with short hair. And they find this out when they see someone they like on TV, or some radio personality, or some anime cartoon character, whatever, and they cut their hair off to emulate this, and they look in the mirror and say, oh my God, what have I done? So now they have to go and buy someone else's hair and weave it on top of their head, or put extensions in if they have hair they don't think is long enough, or they throw a wig on top of their head, which is a little more than a hair helmet. Fellas, it's simple. These ladies don't get to tell us to keep it real when they're lying to us from day one. When you meet a woman and you like what you see and you get her phone number, you come to find out that that hair comes off like a ball cap comes off of you, there's an issue here. But you're supposed to let that slide. You're supposed to be okay with her hair not being hers. You, my friend, are supposed to be okay. Meanwhile, flip this thing around. If a woman liked a guy and he got her phone number and they went on a date, and the date was going amazing, they're leaving the restaurant, they're leaving the concert, they're leaving the venue, and it's a windy day, and all of a sudden his toupee goes flying down the street. What do you think is going through her mind right then? What do you think she's going to say to her friends and family, her female coworkers and her cousins she hasn't seen in a while, but she's hooked up with them on Facebook or other social media? What do you think she's going to say about this guy? Is she going to say, well, I wear hair extensions so it's cool? Well, I got hair weave in my head, so I am going to press him about it? No. She's going to say every insult that she's got, and her friends are going to join her. We as men don't have the luxury of pretending we've got more hair than we actually do. We've got 4 choices, fellas. Wear the hair we grow, put a ball cap on when you want to hide it. Option 3 is wear a toupee. Good luck with that. Option 4, microsurgical hair transplantation. Yeah, I guess there's extra credit. You can do things like Rogaine with minoxidil or Propecia if you want to go the medical route. But we as men, what you see is what you get. So we have to deal with what we have to do. Some guys, the hair, it's just, they don't want any of those options. They just grab the razor blade and shave it all off. Me, I'm bald by choice. My hair grows very fast, so shaving for me, personally, my personal struggle, if you want to call it that, is I like the look of a bald head, but the faster I shave, the faster it grows back. So that's my own personal thing. I know some guys wish they had that problem, but my point to bear, fellas, today, and just wanted to bring it to your attention. These women want us to keep it real. Okay? Cool. Ladies, you're going to have to show us how it's done. You're going to have to show us what your hair looks like when you stop braiding someone else's hair into it. You have to show us what your hair looks like fresh out the shower when there's no bonnet involved. Ladies, you're going to have to grow out that chemical relaxer. I don't care how twisty and kinky it gets afterwards. Run a comb through it. Run a brush through it. Use conditioner, not just shampoo. Let your authentic self be on display for the world to see. You might just be surprised the response you get. On a side note, when it comes to hair color, gentlemen, we have to be at least as smart as our animal counterparts. See, all throughout nature, there's a well-known rule, unspoken but certainly understood. The more brightly colored an object is, the faster you need to run away from it. Everything in nature knows this, but us humans, and we're at the top of the food chain. This right here is a picture of a creature literally called the poison dart frog. Its sweat, its internal organs, its skin, even its tears are so poisonous they can paralyze a man or outright kill him. And the tribes in the Amazon would take their darts, because they used to use ninja style blow darts, and they would rub the darts over the backs of these frogs, and one shot, one kill. Nature understands what we should understand. If you see a girl and you're not at Comic-Con and there's hair on top of her head that she A, didn't grow, or it's dyed a color that simply is impossible for humans, that is a red flag from space. Back away. That said, fellas, that's my time. Like the video, comment down below. Share this video with a friend. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Networkers, we working. Till next time.